to be a part of this book. What I've been doing with the restaurant and having the platform and fighting for those that cannot fight for themselves to get that recognition, it's such a proud moment.
I was super proud to see myself on the book. One thing that I have heard from people is that they feel represented by me. It's very important to be a woman and to show everything that we bring to the community.
I am thrilled and honored and humbled to be a part of the Rebel Girls. I have the first Rebel Girls book for my kids, my own kids. We've read the entire first book.
I was born in Vietnam, and in '78, our family escaped communism. And with the help of the U.S. Embassy, we were sponsored, our whole entire families. We immigrated to California. Sang, my brother, he has Down syndrome. So we basically grew up together, but very tight bond. I've always been really protective of him. I just knew that should something happen to my parents, I was going to be the one to take care of him.
I was born in Bogota, Colombia. It's a city on the Andes, but I was working too hard in Colombia. I came to New York, I love the city, and I saw an opportunity to move. The reason why I love New York so much is because it was really, really a city full of immigrants. I could do like so many things and interact with so many people from so many cultures.
I was born in Brazil to Korean parents, and I moved to Chicago when I was 2 years old. And when I was 7, I learned that my family and I were undocumented. I didn't really understand what that meant, but we grew up in a lot of fear. We were afraid that if anybody found out, we would get separated. These are the kinds of fears that we grew up with.
Being an immigrant, being my mom's daughter, she was so talented when it came to everything that she made. She always wanted me to be in the kitchen and learn how to cook with her. But as a kid, I hated it so much because I just wanted to go outside. And looking back, it was probably one of the best things that she made me do. Because now that I have my own restaurant, my own kitchen, and Sang is working there with me, I wouldn't have had the values of, one, cooking everything from scratch, but also the respect for it, you know, where our food comes from.
So I was listening to public radio one day, and it was a story of a podcast that I admire that told a story on the voice of the protagonist. I realized that we didn't have something like that in Spanish. What if we could hear the voices of like so many Spanish language speakers and telling their own stories? And because it didn't exist, we created Radio Ambulante.
I started practicing the piano, and I really put my energy into the music. By the time I was 16, I became the first inner city student in Chicago to win a competition to play with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, and I performed the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto with them. My high school mentor approached me and said, "What colleges are you going to apply for?" And I ended up confessing to her that I was undocumented and told her, "Please don't report me to the police." With her help, Tora and I, we started gathering letters of support, and we contacted Senator Dick Durbin, and he proceeded to draft a personal bill for me. And he decided to redraft the personal bill into a larger bill. That bill became known as the DREAM Act. And the DREAM Act is the bipartisan bill that would provide a pathway to citizenship and allow students to go to college.
If we don't acknowledge the fact that our country is really wonderful as a melting pot, we're freaking awesome because of all the immigrants that have migrated or were refugees, and grateful, right, for the opportunity to make a life here. But with that said, being grateful can coexist with just being independently, you know, Vietnamese.
I think the most valuable thing that immigration offers us is just like learning about the rest of the world and about different cultures. I'm so proud to be an immigrant because I can really be part of this common effort to create a more equal society. This richness is not easy to find when you just have one like mold for everything and for everyone.
My parents were the ones that dreamed of a better life before I did, and they brought us here for a better life. They immigrated because of poor situations, and this is why people migrate. It's a natural phenomenon that happens all around the world. You might be undocumented, but nobody can take away your power. Nobody can take away your life and your energy and your voice from doing anything.
Being on Rebel Girls is showing that it doesn't have to be like just famous and that everybody needs to know your story. We just do little things. Every step counts, and everything that we do will affect others. It's not just that you came to point out A to point B in a second. It takes like really work and time and pace and day by day of effort and work and discipline. And I hope that little girls understand that we just need to do a good work every day.
I wish that my mom was around to see this. She would flip out. She wouldn't believe it. I do it for her. I do it for the women that came before me, the women that will come after me, the young girls that are, going to read Rebel Girls 3rd edition, the Vietnamese girls and ladies and women that see that it is absolutely more than okay to speak our minds and demand how we should be treated, and to shut down anything outside of that.